Good morning. All right. All right. Good morning. It is check 1, 2. Hey, hey, hey. Hold on. Shake. All right. Good morning. Hope all is well. It's Monday, August 21st. Wow. There's a man. This year is flying by, and yeah, it's been a blur. Everything's a blur. You ever notice that this weekend? Went like that. Um, Last week went like that, even though I didn't have a whole lot of work. But I've made a couple more difficult decisions, and we're progressing forward. So there you go. We had to buy. I know this is trivial. I know none of you care, but we had to buy a new coffee maker, and so it's one of those that shuts off automatically after 2 hours. So now I'm putting my coffee in this mug so it stays warm. And see, the youngest starts college today, so that's a pretty proud moment. I didn't go to college, so now the wife did, but I didn't. So, anyways, see what else is going on. Dispatches should be picking up this week. I don't know. I just got a text from one of the drivers that he's not ready to roll yet. So, um, and I've thought of an amount for my truck. I had these numbers before, but I wasn't. The more I thought about these numbers, the worse I was like, man, that's kind of dumb. And I know it's a tall order, but people have been asking me if I would do the financing. I will not do the financing except for one condition. So, um, but so we'll go over that. I'll go over the comment. Sorry, Clyde's comment here. He gets comment of the morning. When you get our age, there's only 10 months in a year. That's kind of how it feels like. You know, let's take Christmas for example. You know, every year about December, I don't know, 15th. You know what? Next year we're gonna go early. I don't care if we got to do it in October. As far as getting everything ready. October rolls around, you're like, well, that's not going to work. And then next thing you know, December 15th again, you're scrambling at the last minute. Things like that. So time flies. You're in college now. Life is college. This is true. Oh, hold on. The dispatch at Like Trucking email is constantly going off. I accidentally clicked on one of the emails. But new coffee makers have to be broken in for a few months, not right until then. This is true. This is one of those programmable ones too. So it was nice having that coffee already made this morning. So let's go over the comments here. WCF Invader, yes. My name is Nobody. Good morning. Better late than never. That's what she said. CB from Denver. I got a truck in Denver. He's about ready to pick up a good scoring load. Grafton, what's up? Greg Zimmer, good morning. Desiroki Pam, good morning. Ian MacArthur, good to see you. Jose, Matt K, good morning. Southbound, what's up? SST, we're playing the last minute game today, boss. Let's see if we get burnt. Gary Bates, what's up? Rockin' van life. Sterling says, good morning. Time to go home. You're a savage, Sterling. Have a safe ride. Clyde, we've already read that. Wallace says, you're in college now. Life is college. Let's see. Trucking with T-Bone, good morning. DIY Semi, good to see you in here, my friend. Thomas, good morning, sir. Can I pick on you today? You pick on me every day, Mr. Wilson. Damn, I've already got some Christmas gifts wrapped and ready to go, plus Christmas cards too. Fact. There you go. Shadow Wolf has figured it out. That's what you do, right? What you mean? You're not comfortable offering a walkway lease on your truck? Yes, that is absolutely true. And I'm gonna hurt some feelings today. Dan's Hot Shot Trucking and Outdoor Adventures. Good morning. What's up? All right. So here's the deal. And let me fix this YouTube thing first. And then we'll go over some low board stuff too. Because Thomas is anxiously waiting, sipping his coffee, wondering what the spot market's doing as he's sitting on the beach in luxury. I know that's he's just chomping at the bit, right? So all right. Content. I gotta restrict you folk. First, we gotta do this so we don't get in trouble with the Google gods. So we'll do that, and then we will do this. Yeah, we'll do a 10-minute thing today. Save. All right, there you go. So you're gonna hurt my feelings again? Yes. No, I think your feelings will be fine. David Edwards, evening, sir. Been a minute. Hope you and the family are well. Thomas says that. Yeah, he's still on the video. That's support right there. That's support. So, and Cheap Freight Hauler, good morning. All right, so here's the deal with the truck. I want $35,000 for it. It's got 715,000 miles. Maintenance has been kept up despite me not driving. No check engine lights. It's got new tires, new brakes. The new spring hangers. The truck was well kept. It was not run hard. And $35,000 at once if you want it. The truck is a 2014 T680 with the PACCAR engine. And it's got a carrier APU, which is in really good condition. It's the APU's got all the work documented. It's got a new. I just replaced something major on it new. I can't remember, but I have all the maintenance records to this truck right here from mile one before I own this truck. The truck used to be a prime truck. It's got the clutch on it. It's about 4 years old. It's a 10-speed manual. So you old school people should dig that. Now, people have asked me if they could lease purchase it from me. The only way I will do a lease purchase, and this pretty much negates it, and I recognize that. I'm not on some impression that this is a good deal, right? 25,000 down, and the truck has to be signed on with Like Truck, and $1,000 a month for 1 year, and the truck is yours. After a year, if you want to leave Like Trucking, you can. Those are the conditions. That way I can keep an eye on the truck. 25 covers a bunch of basic costs, and you got to show me that you know that you can and will handle the repairs. That's the only way I'll do that. And so some of you might, well, I might as well just buy it outright. Well, then do that. But I'm not a lease purchase guy. I've seen that model fail so many times. And there's a lot of evidence, Now some people say do the $10,000 down. Jeff wants me to do $10,000 down and like $2,000 a month, and I can't do that. Jeff is a very smart person. He's a very brave person. He's doing the lease purchase with Shannon, but I do not have that kind of faith in humanity, and I need the capital now. And I don't need to. I don't. I have the credit to maintain that truck if you can't pay for the repairs and all that like a lease, but I'm not willing to do that. The truck is in great condition. The oil samples come out pretty well. The APU is in great condition. This truck is ready to roll. Now it's just a tractor. The trailer I'm keeping. The trailer I am doing a lease or a rental. So that's the other decision I've made. My original and Jeff he made a point that made me go, oh yeah, you're right. So before the vid, my goal was to pay off the truck, pay off the trailer, and then buy about 4 or 5 trailers, and I would be the leasing company of the trailers here at Like Trucking. Trailers don't depreciate as fast. They're easy and cheaper to maintain than a truck. I can make more money on 5 trailers than I can on 1 truck. And that was the goal I wanted in my transition to get out of the truck. We did have a contractor that did that here. He had 3 trailers, and it worked out pretty well for him. It was personal reasons why he's no longer with us, but here's the thing. So Jeff points out, he goes, it's time for that trailer to start making you money. And you got to let it go. You got to get rid of that fear. We got to rent it to one of the drivers. I mean, he's saying not like you gotta, but it'll make you some money. And so I started doing the worst case scenario, what could happen, that. And I've decided that that's a good idea because it goes back to my original intention. The reason why I didn't go with that 5 trailer plan was because, well, trailers that were 10 grand became 30 grand, and trailers that were 30 grand became 50 to 80 grand if you could even find one. And I will never, ever pay 50 grand for a dry van, new or used. Unless we're 10 years into the future and inflation's that bad, by that point, just leave, right? So, so that's the deal. So now I'm gonna go to Rest Area Raccoon. What's up? Thomas doesn't want me to at least purchase a truck. Well, that's where the 25 down has to come in. See, here's the thing. Cash on the barrel. Cash is king. Hate to say this, Steve, but there are a lot of lovers on YouTube. Please don't get caught up in that type of scenario. Cash only. So here's the thing. Oh, you said losers. Okay. That's why the deal is kind of stupid as far as what I'm willing to do. I don't know how many people in this chat have $25,000 to put down on anything. Right? So it's kind of weeds out a lot of people that may or may not be successful in that regards, right? Now, I know people that have done very well with $500 in their pocket. I have a friend of mine that went to Schneider, got a Schneider finance truck, had literally $100 in his pocket before he got his first check. That same person now has his own authority and is doing very well. So there is progression, but there's a mindset to that. I don't know too many people with his mindset. And so 25,000 solves all my problems. And and it gives you a chance to get a truck at a pretty good rate. And it gives you a chance to come to like trucking. It's already set up for it. And it's already got the camera, it's already got the ELD. Hell, I'll even throw the tablet in there. But now that 35,000 complete is negotiable, right? But I'm not desperate to sell this thing. That's the key. That's the key, right? But I have all the maintenance records to the truck, everything from every light repaired, every tire, everything that's ever been done on this truck since mile 1, because it was a prime truck back in the day. It went through 2 people in their leasing program, and then I got the truck at 380,000 miles. And MHC Kenworth had all the records. And so they printed them out, and I have a copy of them. So everything that's ever been done in this truck is on there. The truck has averaged about 12 to 15,000 a year since I've had it for maintenance and repair. And it is an 8-year-old truck. And it is a 10-speed. It is manual. It's got the older DPF system, which doesn't seem to be having the issues that the new ones are having. And it definitely doesn't have the fuel injector issues that the brand new 680s are having. This would be a good truck for someone that wants to run, not casually, but I mean, it's a good truck. I mean, I'll need to detail the inside, and it's got the red button, so that's important, and it's ready to work. So it's got the collision mitigation system, it's got the Bendix, it's got the Eaton Fuller 10-speed. I don't know exactly what the gear ratio is. Whatever Prime put on their truck, the truck is ungoverned, and it's got new tires, fairly new tires all the way around. The front rims are new, and I had just gotten a bunch of work done recently, last year. So the truck's ready to roll. It's ready to make some money. So if you want it, there's the deal. 35 cash, 25 and signing on with Like Trucking for $1,000 a month. So essentially you're paying 37 for it if you want me to finance the rest. If you have 25,000 down, you probably don't need to finance the rest. So you can probably find and scrounge that up. I am not willing to finance it because I've seen that go bad so many times. I don't want the truck to come back to me trashed, broken, then I'm fighting for scrap weight on the thing. If I don't sell it within the next month, there's a couple of dealerships I'm going to be talking to here in Springfield. One is a guy that's connected to a good friend of mine, the dealership owner, and they specialize in older trucks. So there you go. That's the deal. That's what I'm doing. Now, a lot of people are like, well, is this it? Does this mean you're not driving anymore? I say the words never say never. And so here's the reality, right? When I started at Like Trucking, Jeff said that as the company grows, that I would be bringing drivers that want to get off the road into managerial positions. And lo and behold, at 5 years, I had that. I was the perfect candidate for the safety management. I've been here the longest. Everybody else, there was a couple of people that were here longer than me. They left. And my truck was paid off, so I didn't have to run that hard. So I can concentrate on the safety manager duties. And I talk to people fairly decently. I'm not yelling at them. So, personal things at home, dealing with my mom's stuff, dealing with my kids' stuff. required me to be home a lot more, and so that revenue from being the manager, safety manager, has allowed me to work casually as far as becoming a runner. And then Jeff lost his guy that was doing dispatching, so enter me. My first person was Greg Zimmer, who's in the chat. And with the rates being as good as they were, I was making good money just staying here at home. So between the dispatch and the safety management, that was doing okay. And then I've been able to build the YouTube channel with these morning shows. I've worked on the deal with 123 Lowboard, so that's a stream of income. Not much, like $50 a month. So don't get all, don't get all up in your feelings about that. And then I'm working on a couple other things outside of trucking to possibly work on. So with the multiple streams of income, staying at home, being able to work from home, and basically organically and casually getting out of the truck, that's been my dream. My only mistake, well, I'm not going to say one of my mistakes, is that I've waited too long to do this because I didn't have faith in the market. I didn't have faith in like trucking. I will admit that. You know why? Because I was seeing people go out of business left and right. And at one time, our carrier got down fairly low. We never got below 14 trucks, but it was enough to make me just hold off. Beans and rice in the cabinet, money stashed, away. The little plot of silver to just in case crap hits the fan. And the truck sitting in my driveway has been a part of that. Now I do start it up. I have driven it around. I had an issue with one of the brakes, and I will get that fixed. If needed. I did get the brake issue fixed, but if the pads need to be replaced, I'll do that. I'll pay for that. But beyond that, the truck is ready to go. Just needs to be cleaned out. I have a lot of stuff in there. Anybody who's ever been inside my truck, they know I have a lot of stuff in there because I always equip that truck like I'm going to go out for a month and a half. And I never took my winter clothes out in the summer and vice versa. So that's the deal. If you want to laugh at that, if you want to criticize me for that, I honestly don't care because I can take it down to a dealership and probably get 15 grand for it as it sits now. Right? I would rather give somebody a chance to make some money and somebody that is connected to the YouTube, someone that's connected to like trucking. If they're interested in this truck, then we'll make it happen. But beyond that, I owe nothing on the truck. So I have a little bit of debt acquired from the last 2 repairs because I don't have running capital because I haven't been running. So that's where we're at on this. Okay. So I'm not brave enough to do 10 grand down and let you make payments for the next 2 years. That's not going to happen. If you think that's a mistake, then I'm sorry, but I've seen it fail over and over, and I've watched people be ruined trying to do that. I'm not that guy. I don't have the capital to do that. So there you go. So that's the decision. The truck is for sale. It doesn't say Snorelord on it. That's a Photoshop thing that Sterling did. And it's ready. It's ready to go. So there you go. Sorry. With both feet, good morning. Hope today is a great Monday for you. Thank you, Josh Saving. How much is trailer rental these days? Vans go anywhere from $650 to $850 a month. I know that. I think Convoy's charging like $1,500 a month for their trailers for the privilege of whatever trailer pool they have. And that's about right. So, unless you buy a $10,000, 15-year-old trailer, you're and a lot of these shippers don't want old trailers. If you're running paper, um, that you have that they're doing it 10 years, and they'll actually check the manufacture date on the actual trailer. They're not just going to take your word for it. So yeah, trailer rentals are fairly high. There was a point where you couldn't get a hold of any trailers. Now you can. So during the vid, sorry, I keep coughing in your guys' ears. During the vid, my plan was stopped. I went into survival mode. When rates were, $1.20 a mile, and there was hardly any loads on the board because of all the shutdowns and everything. We went in survival mode. So I didn't acquire any new debt. I didn't want to acquire any new debt because there was a lot of uncertainty. And looking back, now I realize that a lot of that uncertainty was a little bit of fear that kind of held me back, and I have only myself to blame in the YouTube stuff that I watch. So I've gotten that under control, right? I've had these talks with several people about, what, you just still plan for your retirement, still keep going like you've been going. Don't let the news and fear influence your decisions. So that's where we're at, right? So that's what's going on with the truck. It is for sale. 35 buys it outright or best offer. 25 down. $1,000 a month for a year if it's signed on with Like Trucking. We'll do it that way, or you just make me an offer, or a month from now I'll take it to the dealership and they'll give me scrap weight for it. That's where we're at. I need to get rid of this truck because I've made the decision and I don't want to be tempted to get back in it. I saw it as a safety net, and that probably offended Jeff a little bit, but I'm a very cautious person. I don't like taking a whole lot of risks. Hence the reason why I'm not doing a lease purchase, with the, with zero down and a walkaway lease. I'm not doing that. That down payment could be negotiable if it's the right person. And again, it has to be signed on with Like Trucking. So there it is. Elroy Logistics, what's up? Good morning. I need to touch base with you today. Clyde, I'm selling my dry van if you know anybody looking and they don't care if it's spring ride. Give me a call, Clyde, later, or shoot me a text. Just Stoking, good morning. Frank Anthony, good morning. The nice thing about your terms and conditions for financing is they have to qualify to drive for Like. That alone will weed out degenerates. Uh, Damn it, here I sit about 6 months out from stepping up to the big league. Well, 25, you can get the truck, and 25 down covers you pretty good from a seller's perspective. That was the goal, Lance. It weeds out the people that, because here's the deal, man. There are so many stories, like, and it's not just in trucking. We watched another episode of Restaurant Impossible yesterday. This chick had not paid her taxes in 4 years. Her restaurant was losing money. She didn't even know how much she was losing. She had all of her receipts in a trash bag. That was her filing system. Like, she was not good at record keeping, to the point that she surpassed the box of receipts and it was now a trash bag full of receipts. She had no idea how much money she was making, only that she was broke and she didn't have time for their kids. That sounds familiar. because nobody does their numbers anymore. And she said that I don't do my numbers because it stresses me out. You know how many times I've heard that from truck drivers? And and I'm not giving you the deal of the century here, right? This is, you wanna be in the big truck? You wanna be an owner operator? Well, it's gonna take some skin. Because for me, I had $2,000 down for my first truck. This was my second truck. And I had a credit card. I didn't care, right? And if the truck got repoed, it's not like they were going to go after my house or anything. So I was fine. And you know what? Because I didn't have hardly any skin in the game, I was not serious in the beginning. Go watch my Landstar video. So now some might argue, well, if all I have is 30 grand in the bank and I give you 25, what am I supposed to maintain the truck with? Well, that's something that we'll have to sit down and figure out. I'd rather just sell it cash. So, that's what I'd rather do, but I want to give someone a chance. Now, TK says mine was running strong at 940,000 when I sold it. Now, TK, Steve Berger and I, we had our 3 trucks were X Prime trucks. We were all at Schneider with our X Prime trucks. Steve had a lot of problems with his, but our VIN numbers weren't far apart. TK got into a nice, beautiful, brand new Peterbilt, so that's why he got when he sold his truck. And he runs hard, right? So that there is some potential. Now, Steve's issues, I think, were out of the gate, and I think some of that was some of the dealership stuff. But for the most part, this is a good truck, and it's got a lot of new parts. So it's not like Thomas Wilson's level, like his truck. I would buy his used truck in a minute, but it's a decent truck, right? It's a good truck, and it's pretty too. It's got that old school pinstriping, as you can see right there, right there, and that's it. It's got a little bit of paint chipping in the front. There's no body damage, knock on wood. It's never been wrecked that I can tell. I've never wrecked it. Um, it's got the collision mitigation. It's got 2 hood mirrors, which some people like, some people don't. And yeah, I mean it's an 8-year-old truck, so there's a couple of you know interior issues, like where the CB radio goes and all that. But beyond that, it's a good truck, and it will be detailed. I will detail it before you pick it up. It's the perfect truck for running ports and rail yards. Yes, thank you, CB. Pigtail Kenworth rules. Good morning, Shannon. Big Face Trucker selling his tractor and trailer as well. What's the red button? There's a joke. There's a red button. It was a panic button if you were a Prime driver. You hit that button, supposedly it gave you a direct alarm to your fleet manager. So, what is the Prime red button? Never saw the conclusion to that, nor will you. It's a secret. Duties. I don't know what that means. Security button, I'm thinking. How serious are you, Steve? I might be interested. Nah. What, you want to buy my truck? I'm not buying another truck, Thomas. I'm trying to get rid of one. Truman, you're interested? Okay, so here's the email. Now it should be in the description, but you know what? We're in the link. I'm gonna put the link to the email in here. Scorpion says, "Good morning, everyone from New Mexico heading to Colorado. Good deal. Coffee time, up and at it this morning. Retired trucker. TRT. Just tuned in. What was the truck price? It's 35,000 or best offer, cash. And if you want to lease purchase it off of me, not much better. It's going to be 25,000 down and $1,000 a month for a year, and it has to be signed on with like trucking. So I know that if you're laughing at that deal, if someone's like, "Man, Steve's an idiot," please tell me. I don't care. So I realize how ridiculous it is for most people. If the argument was made to me that if someone has 25,000 down, they're probably going to get a new truck. Well, a new truck is a 6 or 7 year note for $3,000 a month. Who wants that? Not me. You might want that, but I don't. So, burn up some caribou. Cheers. There we go. CB's trying to help. I have a 2012 Duraplate. It's never been rejected. I don't haul paper loads. Had it for 5 years now. There you go. Well, automotive is the only other industry that requires a 10-year-old or newer trailer. So, but that's good. It's that would be a good trailer. Never been rejected. I've been rejected many times by society. I was hoping to buy the graffiti Snorelord trailer. Well, you can make your own graffiti. Spectre, what's up? Good morning. Trucks are so cheap right now. Tough time to be selling. Oh, I know, Daniel. Trust me, I get it. I know. I should have done this last year, but I'm not a brave person. I will admit that I'm very fearful in some things. Let's pick on Spectre for a minute. He's put people in trucks, and he's had a lot of major stuff happen with these trucks. And he's still alive though. He's still doing it. I think he's got a way more stress in his life than I would want, but he seems to be doing okay. He was in Shannon's live feed last night or yesterday, I guess. And but he's a braver man than I. This is he will do a pretty good deal for a lease purchase for a driver. If it doesn't say Snorelord in ridiculously large letters, I'll pass on it. It's for the ejectocito. There's my email if you're interested in the truck. James G, good morning. Buck Brown, good morning. How hot is it in Missouri today? Ouch, it's humid. Yes, we're looking at I think 110 index today. So this is the time to shop for equipment, right? True story. Yep, I know. You wouldn't mind buying the Bullet trailer? The trailer is going to be a rental here at Like Trucking. So better deals in the next 6 months, though. Quick hit. Good morning. So Thomas is trying to make it harder for me to buy my truck or to sell my truck. So thank you for that. But that's how it rolls. There are people that bought trucks last year or the year before, and that's what put them out of business because they overpaid for a used truck. Now, these prices are negotiable, people. I have like I said, I am not desperate to sell. If I don't sell it within the next couple of months, maybe a month, I will take it down to the dealership and I'll just get, hell, even if I get scrap weight for it. That would be wasteful, but I don't care. I want it gone. I love this truck, and this is a difficult decision for me, but you know what? My 5-year plan's actually working. Holy hell. And at worst, if I have to get back in the game, getting another truck won't be a problem. So, wow, Thomas. Let me show that comment here. Giving your number to someone, I probably will be his financial backer, so the money will come from me. Wow. You're a braver man than I. It is paid for. The truck is like stocks. The value is in the mind of the beholder. You have more money than you had yesterday. Cash is truly king. This is true. And like I said, I've acquired a little bit of debt because of the last couple of repairs I've had. So I'd like to get that taken care of. But Scorpion says there's nothing wrong with cautious. Look, I've been in this game long enough, and thank you for those words, Scorpion. I've been in this game long enough that I know what works and what doesn't. Having a $2,000 or $3,000 a month truck note on a used truck with no warranty, it is a huge, huge challenge that most people can't overcome. And I'm not putting anybody in that situation and then wonder why I get the truck back all jacked up. Because if the driver can't afford to pay himself and pay the truck at the same time, they lose their motivation, they lose their care, they lose sight of what's important. And so if they're only paying themselves and the truck's getting neglected, that doesn't do you any good. If you're only paying the truck and you neglect your personal stuff, that does you no good as well. I've seen that ruin people's lives. I've seen that ruin people's livelihoods, and I've seen that ruin people's health. I will not contribute to that, right? And I'm not the guy that's going to give a person with a 550 credit score a chance to own a truck because you have other issues that you need to take care of before you become a business owner. I'm not that second chance guy. If I had capital, I would be, but I don't. That's the difference. If I had money, like if I was rich, like if I had enough capital to take care of somebody like that, then for the right person I would do that. I would love to help somebody like that, but I'm not in a position to do so yet. I was told scrap metal value is $4,000. Should have an email. All right, Truman, I will read it after this live feed. Real temp here in Fort Smith, supposed to be 108 Saturday. Yep. Steve got to go. Need beer to pack, cooler for the beach. Take care. I will think about you all on the beach today. Keep the truck, go trailer trucking. No. I would consider, however, it's either a red motor or ends in car. No go for me. It's not a red motor. So I already know. I would not even approach you with this because I know that you don't like PACCAR. You can't buy a half-ton light-duty pickup for $35,000, right? It turns out the red button was rating. There you go. Oh, that's funny. I mean, I'm very sad for you, but that is a funny comment. Yeah, I told you that. Did you touch the button like at Saturday at 8 o'clock? Or was it 6 o'clock? I can't remember. So, so there you go. That's the decision on the truck. So, um, let's do some. By the way, I don't have an email yet. I've literally got this email in front of me. So I don't have an email yet, Truman. And I literally copy and pasted it, so I know the email address is right. The red button is for Willie Wink's elevator, right? Yeah, and that's the thing. Spectre knows all about them prime trucks as well. So, all right, let's do some low board stuff, shall we? If I can quit coughing. Let's look at the hot market map. Let's see what's going to happen here. And it'll be an interesting week this week. Volumes are up. You know, I was looking for a load out of Washington Courthouse, Ohio. There was literally 1,000 loads in the area within 150-mile radius. So volumes are up. So let's put this on the screen, shall we? Is red chicken included in the asking price? No, red chicken is extra. I'm sure he would love a very good home. Now, or if I do throw in red chicken, if you decide to do YouTube shorts with him and you make a lot of money, I get a percentage of that. Lance, you know of a decent company put out of Fort Smith. I'm looking for a new company. What is the tropical? How is the tropical storm affecting the Southwest? I'm not sure. That hit on Saturday. I know there's a lot of flash flooding, but I'm not sure how it's affected rates. I'm not sure how. I don't think there's like this devastation going on. I could be wrong. I have not turned on the news or weather or anything this morning, so I don't know. I don't know where we're at on that. Thomas says haters on PACCAR. PACCAR has made me a lot of money. I do the maintenance and drive the piss out of it. Hell, I know people who have Cummins who using the heck out of oil. That's the other thing. This truck doesn't drink hardly any oil. Like there's no oil leaks. So bye bye, Steve. Beach time. I worked for WaterTech in Fort Smith for 10 plus years. Good company, but I got burned out. Mostly hazmat tanker. Thomas wears long sleeve shirts and a cowboy hat. He won't have any sunscreen on. All right. Thank God for the mute button. All right. So this is all trailers. So let's go to van and let's take a look at California. The thing I would worry about out of California is if the load's canceled or not. But and they just had an earthquake too, so you got hurricanes and earthquakes hitting the state. So serves them right. All right, let's do rate per mile. See how the short stuff's doing. Today's the 21st, so a lot of stuff for today. Short haul, you got Fullerton, California to Buckeye, Arizona, 308 for $1,000. So you're looking at above $3 a mile to go to other dead areas. Let's see what the highest paying load is. Posted. You got 62.90 to go from Watsonville, California to Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. Picks up Wednesday. And it's a little bit over the rate check. So let's go see. Let's click on this and see what's going on with it. 21,000 pounds. Oh, it's got 3 stops. That's why. Dry groceries. So I would want to know when these deliveries happen. Looks like you're going to be under this load for 23, 24, 6 days. So it's about $1,000 a day on that before fuel and your carrier's cut. So that's your stuff. So again, I don't know. I think it's actually a tropical depression that's hitting the. Was it a tropical storm or tropical depression? So, Thomas, don't forget the sunscreen. PACCAR stands for pack the car. Another person that's not trying to help me sell the truck. Let's talk about Brick's meeting. That's for Sage. He can do that. Oh wait, he doesn't do that anymore. So you'll have to find somebody that's a little bit smarter than me to talk about the Bricks thing. All right, let's take a look at Ohio. A lot of stuff for today and tomorrow. Let's see. Let's move this. Let's take a look at the volumes. 964 outbound and 816 inbound. Missouri's got 393 out and 360 in. Wisconsin's 370 out, 457 in. That's interesting. More going in than out in Wisconsin. And then Florida, 299 out and 587 in. So let's take a look at Florida here real quick. Let's see. Ocala, Fort Worth. A lot of stuff going to Texas. It's not paying very well. Here's 90 cents a mile to go to Pensacola all the way to Minnesota. For 7 days. So this is LTL though. That's part of that. So you would want to string together a few loads if you wanted to do that, but 7 days under one load, I don't know. You're better off taking this if you're going to run for 90 some odd cents. Better off take this Orlando to Athens, Georgia, and then get a better rate out of Georgia. You want to minimize the amount coming out. Now let's take a look at Jacksonville and Norfolk. A lot of loads coming out of Virginia there, so that's good. Look at their credit score though. Look at that, 77 with the C with Thunder, and they do not have the pre-approval. Oh yeah, they do. Okay, so I'd be a little bit leery with that credit score there. So, but their NASCAR team's doing pretty well. So there's that. Let's see, Indiana. So I mean, there's a way to deal with Florida. There's a way to not deal with Florida. New York, more out than in. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is awake. 1,000 coming in, 600 coming in, 1,000 loads coming out. Here's one. Let's go to the Boot Heel, Missouri. There, Valencia, PA. No posted rate, 28,000 pounds. Cargo Chiefs got it at about 1,300 for 720 miles, which isn't bad out of Pennsylvania, to be honest with you. It's tough to get to break 2 coming out. Let's see. In van, reefer, it's different. But then your best money is going to be going per mile is going to be going up to the further northeast. So, which this trip you're dealing with tolls and traffic and get to wave at the Statue of Liberty and the whole 9 yards. So, let's take a look at reefer freight, shall we? I know a couple of people have transitioned into reefer and are going to. Wife and I watched that video you shared. We were left speechless. Those poor girls. People are disgusting. What video is that? For real. Dry van, Savannah, Georgia to Chicago. We'll take a look at that. Let me finish these comments. I got 1650 to go from Ocala to Dallas, load of water. It was a hurricane until it hit Mexico, then downgraded to tropical storm. Flood watches and wind advisories as far north as Lewiston, Idaho from it. First West Coast hurricane since 1939 or something. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. And they had a hurricane as well. Or not hurricane, earthquake. Oh, and they've already got a plague. So, there's that. The GAE is dying a slow death, Gary Bates. You must have been hot. Must have been hot back in 1939, right? All right, so let's see. Dry van, Savannah, Georgia to Chicago. All right, so let's do that. So find loads. Savannah, Georgia to Chicagoland. For van, search. I need to edit this. I forgot to do it for today. You want it for today? Let's do it for today and tomorrow. We'll do that. Not much. There's a few loads. A lot of these are old postings. That's why, my live feeds go from 7 to 8 ish. Like we're in the ish territory now because there's not a whole lot of movement on these low boards until after 8. There you go. West Columbia, South Carolina to Elk Grove Village. Picks up today, delivers tomorrow. They're at 1504, $1.91 a mile. So it might have some other stops. It's cabinets, but let's see. Live Logistics. I think I've dealt with them before. Yeah, they're not too bad on the credit. Ventures got Bluffton, Indiana from Columbia, South Carolina. And I would actually look at Grovetown too. These loads aren't here, but Grovetown's got some multi-stop loads that come out of there. Let's take a look at this one. Grovetown to there is a Grovetown, to Mendota, Illinois. Now, if this is multi-stop, this is a horrible rate. Cargo Chief's got it about 1594. They're at 1250. So I've yet to talk to a broker this morning to see if they're holding the line on the rates or not. See if we've increased our leverage any at all. So there's your Savannah, Chicago. So let's see. Today and tomorrow. So there you go. I guessed right. Good deal. So What did Shannon do? Did Shannon gift memberships again? I can't show that on the StreamYard. Look at she gifted five five memberships. Thank you, Shannon. Yes, I got it, Thomas. I just replied to it. So, but if I get multiple offers, highest bidder wins. Obviously, also, but you cannot confirm global warming with intentionally set fires by those making money off of it. LOL. That's a whole different conversation for the other channel. Do you start with cargo chief pricing or go much higher when negotiating? I it depends on the market, right? If I'm taking a load to Colorado, I will price it higher than cargo chief, higher than the DAT average. And I've gotten it. There was a time where the 30-day average was like $3,000, and I got pretty close to 4 for a load going to Denver. Cargo chief. Look, here's the deal with the cargo chief, right? So let's pick a load here. Let's go back to just Stoken's search here. So let's take a look at this Savannah to Chicago. Okay. So when you look at the rate check down here, oh, it's not showing it on this one. But when I look at the rate check, I look at how volatile that market, right, is. So, but like you got rate check 1345, cargo chiefs at 1678, green screens has got as high as 1830 and as low as 1521. Now, here's the thing, and this is why it's important to know how many trucks are in the area, which a lot of low boards are not accurate with that. Is these numbers don't mean anything to the broker if they have all the leverage. These numbers also don't mean anything to anybody if there's multiple stops, or if it's hazmat, or if it's some specialized thing, right? So there are drivers that I dispatch that require a minimum rate per mile or a minimum rate per day, however they want to calculate it. Usually I try to convince them to do it both ways. And if I feel that we can stay above that rate by the places that we go, then I just use this as a gauge of what to expect to come out. But this isn't the Bible. This isn't like something this is the only thing I go by. Now, if the driver needs something specific, like if you need to go from, say, Milwaukee, Wisconsin to, I have to get to Springfield, Missouri, I have to be there by a certain date, then this rate doesn't matter, right? So, will I ask above this rate? Absolutely. That's the name of the game. They expect you to. And if they've already got like a posted price, let's say someone posted this load for $2,000, and cargo chiefs at 16 and rate checks at 13. Well, guess what? There's something weird about that. So I'll call the broker up and see what the deal is. It could be an extra day transit, or it could be hazmat, or it could be, it's got 8 stops. And so again, that pricing goes out the window. So you have to know your numbers, right? But if you need something specific, these numbers don't mean anything. These tools just kind of tell you what the temperature is. But it's up to you to put on whatever weather stuff to deal with it. So it allows you to see that, obviously you're not going to make X amount of dollar per mile coming out of Florida than you are going in. So it allows you to plan as well. And you might see a high rate going into Pennsylvania, but then if you scroll down, the toll calculator might be telling you, "Hey, man, this is you're looking at $200 worth of tolls," and so you have to take that into consideration. So there's 100 things that I look at, and so yes, I do ask above. Now, if it's going to Denver, I ask for way more. If it's going to the Midwest out of Florida, I try, but I don't want them hanging up on me. So, and we're in a market where you don't have as much leverage. And we talked about that on Friday. So the more limitations you put on yourself, the more susceptible to the market conditions you are. And you take out all the choices. I can't imagine someone have a $3,000 or $4,000 a month truck note that doesn't want to work weekends and will only stay in the Midwest. So, unless they have a system that makes it work in the spot market, they might have contract freight, they might have direct freight, they might have a deal like I got with some of the stuff coming out of some bad areas. Truck is sold, you're buying it. Okay. All right. Well, that was fast. We'll have to work out the details. Those Denver loads used to be 6,600. Yeah. Yeah, that's look, here's the thing. Those days are gone, right? Those days are gone, and the AI pricing and the brokers and the shippers will make sure that that never happens again. Never happens again. Not to the level that we saw 2 years ago. So if you're just now getting into the spot market right now and you're making it work, then you don't know how good everybody had it 2 years ago. So I think you have a fighting chance. For the people that needed it to be like it was 2 years ago, or else they're going out of business, those people are eventually going to go out of business. Meanwhile, people like me and a few others in this chat that have been doing this a while, you go with the flow, man. You go with the waves. You're a surfer, dude. And the more flexible you are, the stronger your roots are. Doesn't matter how hard the wind's blowing, man, you're going to make it. That's the idea. That's how you stay in business. How much do you work with AI auto bidding sites and your success with them? Not a whole lot. If I do CH Robinson, if I bid on their app, very rarely do I do that. I usually just call my guy. Uber, I've bid a couple of times and did okay with it. But most of the time, I'm not in the mood to play the game because a lot of these computer, the AI pricing, and here's the thing: just because you're dealing with a person doesn't mean that you're not away from the AI pricing. But if you're dealing with freight that can't rely on the AI pricing, such as multiple stops, then that kind of you kind of get the human element back. And so I don't. I'm still doing personal phone calls and I've learned to recognize the brokers that rely on that solely on AI pricing. Look, your water loads are going to be off of AI pricing. Your multi-stop, loads of like equipment or something like that are not. But it depends on how much access they got to the ELDs as well. If they know that there's a lot of trucks in the area, or they know that there's going to be a lot more trucks in the area, you won't have any leverage. And I noticed that, like CH Robinson, I was holding the line and I was losing loads for 50, $100 because people were desperate and clicking the book now button. I was trying to hold the line and it wasn't working. They were definitely driving the rates down. When I see that, I deal with that. So cool trucking. What's up? Until their computer has no one to scam. LOL. So, anyways, so that's what's going on. Let's do one more. Well, let's do a couple more here. I don't think I got to the reefer market here. Here's the reefer market. California still looks pretty good. Texas, not so much. Even though it's green, their rates are not good going in or out on both van and reefer with them. Like historically, you used to get good money going into Texas, and then you take your hit coming out. But they're doing it both ways now. Look at Georgia light up. Let's see what the highest rate load is. Georgia to Salt Lake, $1.41 a mile. Monster Logistics. I don't think I've ever heard of them. Look how off it is, though. Cargo Chiefs got this at 4,700, and they're at 28. There's something screwy going on with this. So a lot of times, if I'm in a hurry, man, I won't even call on this, or I'll call this just to take care of my curiosity. But here you go, McDonough to Deerfield Beach, Florida, $1,700. Of course, you're going south, so you're going to take your hit coming back north, just like van. So, all right, so let's look at flatbed and step deck. Look at look at the Northwest. Wake up. That's pretty cool. And notice how West Virginia is red regardless of whatever's going on. I don't think I've ever seen West Virginia green. Ever. So all right. So I gotta go. I got work to do. And the truck might be sold, so we'll see. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Strength for today. Hope for tomorrow. We'll actually do the outro video so you guys can listen to the awesome metal stuff. Right. So here you go. Peace.